Episode 4, The Undead Patrol. It's your boy Icon with some more DC TV. Thank you for tuning in. So, in our last episode, 4 of the members of the Doom Patrol literally died. And they ended up coming back to life because they escaped the afterlife. And in the last episode, the woman she was supposed to be Death, I guess she was like the Grim Reaper, when they escaped her and she realized she couldn't get to them, she basically vomited all over them, and the vomit got all over them. And everyone was happy because they thought maybe it was acid, it would reduce them to ash or whatever, but it ended up just being vomit. And then everybody started cheering and celebrating because they thought it was just vomit. So now the whole team is back. In this episode, everyone's back. And when Dorothy had left, she left to go with the detective kids. And when the rest of the team was just in the kitchen chilling, Madame Rouge came out of nowhere and she was just like, "Hey, where's Niles Coulter?" And then, in this episode, they're talking to her now and they're trying to figure out who she is, what she's about, and where she comes from. And she told the team that she lost her memories and she doesn't remember who she is. She doesn't know her name. She doesn't know why she said the only reason why she's here, she knows she's here to see Niles Coulter, and that every time she thinks about Niles Coulter, she wants to punch him in the face, but she doesn't remember why she wants to see him, and she knows that she doesn't know her name or anything else of that nature. She does remember that she has a time machine, because when the Doom Patrol told her, they were just like, "Oh, if you don't start talking, we're going to kick you out of here like ASAP." That's when she had brought up the time machine, and then she shows everybody the time machine. Now when Rita took a look at the time machine, I guess she recognized the insignia, or there was a symbol that was on the time machine that Rita recognized. And then they showed the clip from the episode before that, episode 3, when Madame Rouge had trapped Rita inside that room, and which is what caused all of them to get shot and die anyway. So now Rita kind of she wants answers, and she needs to keep Madame Rouge around so she can get the answers that she wants. Because again, the woman that she saw, she didn't see Madame Rouge herself. The woman that she saw had her face. So now she's trying to figure out what the hell's going on. So Rita sabotages the time machine. And I don't know why she knew removing that one piece from the time machine was actually going to work. I mean, maybe it was just like an educated guess, a wild shot in the dark, but apparently it did work. And when Madame Rouge tried to time travel, to go, because she was, her whole thing was, because when they said, well, she was like, "Where's Niles Coulter?" And they were just like, "Oh, he's dead." So then when they just she was like, "Oh, he's dead." She was like, "Okay." She was like, "Well, I'll just travel back 2 weeks and then I go talk to him." And they was just like, "Nah, don't do that, because 2 weeks ago we was going through some shit and there was a lot of bad activity happened." And she's like, "Okay, I'll go back 3 weeks then." And they was like, "Nah, we had sex goals 3 weeks ago." And then she's like, "Oh, maybe I can go back 7 weeks." And the Cyborg was like, "Hell no." And, because for them, every week, something crazy happens. I think it was either 7 or 8 weeks. She ended up going back 7 or 8 weeks. And then when she tried to do it, it didn't work. So, and at that point, when the time machine didn't work, everybody elected Cyborg to be the person trying to fix the time machine, despite the fact that he only found out about time travel 10 minutes ago. So then Cliff's whole thing was, Cliff was like, "First of all, I don't even give a shit about what's going on here anyway." So, so he's like, "I got my own problems I got to deal with. I'm going to go take care of my own business." Jane left to go, do her own thing. And then Larry left because, he actually felt vomity. During the course of them being there talking to Madame Rouge, the entire team was scratching and itching themselves. And Madame Rouge had even brought up, she was like, "Why are you all scratching yourselves like a bunch of wild animals?" Come to find out, when they got vomited on in the previous episode, the vomit actually did have a lasting effect, to where it started seeping into their skin, and it started turning them into zombies. Even Cliff, because although Cliff has a metal body, he still has a human brain, and I guess it got into his brain somehow, because it seeped through the metal, and that's how it got into his brain. So everyone was slowly turning into zombies, which was going to freak out Madame Rouge because she's the only person who wasn't affected. We then, in the beginning of the episode, were taken to a scene where Bootleg Constantine, because remember, he had stole Niles Coulter's head. He has Niles' head, and he was trying to use Niles' head to get back with his unicorn horse girlfriend, and it didn't work. But then this other guy came into his room. He beat up on Bootleg Constantine. He stole Niles' head. He stole Bootleg Constantine's jacket, and then he ran off with a message for the Doom Patrol. So Bootleg Constantine, he goes to the Doom Patrol because he needs help. He's like, this guy, he wants to speak to the Doom Patrol, and he's like, "I need my jacket back." And he was like, "Niles got." So he goes to the mansion to try to get help. By the time he gets to the mansion, it's too late because everybody had already turned into zombies. So now that they're zombies, he's pissed off because he was just like, you people can't do shit right. He said, I just came to you for one simple reason, just for a little bit of help, and it's like you managed to mess that up and like get yourself turned into zombies. Now he's interacting with Madame Rouge, and the two of them are trying to figure out what to do to save the team. The guy that stole Niles' head, he ends up, like calling them, like via like video message, where he's like, oh, if you want to save the chief, come to this magic barn, or else, blah, ha, ha. So then they decide to go down there. They bring the zombies with them, and they're going to try to save Niles' head. So when they get to, so the plan was for, because Madame Rouge's whole thing was, she was just like, I'm going to help you because she said, I need you to save Niles Coulter so I can get the information that I need from him. So, and she was like, yeah, and I guess we'll save the zombies too. So they all go down there. Madame Rouge's whole thing was, she was on top of the roof. She was supposed to jump down from the roof and then like land on top of the guy and I guess like stick him with something or like knock him out or whatever. And then she got scared because she was freaking out over the fact that she had to jump from the barn and like land on the floor. So when they meet the guy, we find out that the guy that they met, he's a character back from season 1 who was at the ant farm when the Doom Patrol had blown up the ant farm. That's when all like the monster butts got let out of the whole thing. He told them that he hated them and he wanted revenge for them because I guess he got bit by one of those monster butts and it turned him into a monster butt. And because that, like he lost his wife, like he lost his family and his life turned into shit. And then he ended up like the Doom Patrol was like bored out of their mind because they were just like, bro, just get to, because they wanted brains. They're zombies. So they're just like, they're looking for brains at this point. They're trying to eat the dude. And then he ended up like turning into like, like an alien butt, more alien butts showed up, and now like bootleg Constantine, the Doom Patrol, the zombie Doom Patrol, they're fighting all the alien butts. Madame Rouge fell out of the sky. She messed up the whole like she goofed up the whole situation. It got to the point where like the zombie situation got worse for them, and now the Doom Patrol was going after bootleg Constantine and Madame Rouge. So then Niles came up with the idea. He was just like, listen, he discovered that the brain has a hormone or some sort of chemical that actually cures zombieism. He said that this was information that that movie studios got wind of, but because of that, they thought it would be more marketable to say that they just want to eat brains because they're zombies, and they took the cure factor out of it. So that was information and knowledge that people never, never found out. But he said, but then bootleg Constantine was like, well, we ain't got no brains for them to eat because all the butts are dead, or whatever. And then he was just like, oh, they can eat my brains. And then he was just like, you out your damn mind. But before they fed him to the Doom Patrol, Madame Rouge had a conversation with him, and she was just like, oh, before I do it, she's like, I need you to tell me, who are you to me, and why do we know each other? And then he was like, you're a cold bitch. And he was like, I can't believe he was like, you're a horrible human being. And then she was just like, oh. She was just like, oh, she was like, you actually have venom and hatred for me. And then he said that he was like, I can't trust you. He's like, I can't believe you. I even need you for this, for this. But he told her, he said, listen, he's like, what I'll do for you, he's like, I have documents and files about your treachery and your bullshit. She also said that she knew that she belonged to a group of people called, like, I forgot, it was like the women's lib or something. It was a group that I'll remember the name later. It's a group that she belongs to. And that was one of the things that she knew about her life. And then, Niles had called her a traitor and everything. Like, he actually like really hated Madame Rouge. And it kind of hurt her because she didn't understand why she was such a horrible person in his eyes. But she wanted those documents because she lost her memory due to the time travel, and she wanted to figure out who she was. So she agreed to the terms. She said, because the terms were, if I give you the documents so you can read about yourself, you'll leave my people alone and won't get them involved in your bullshit. So she agreed to that. And then, she fed bootleg Constantine said goodbye. She fed the Doom Patrol the Niles Coulter. They ate his brains. He told them, he was like, eat me. And then, they all ate his brains. And then after they ate his brains and got cured, the next day, nobody wanted to talk about it. Like Cliff was the only one that brought it up. The rest of them didn't want to talk about it because it was awkward as shit. Jane got a little emotional because, that was her actually saying goodbye to Niles, and her way of saying goodbye to Niles was eating his brains. Larry apparently is pregnant with when the negative spirit left him. The negative spirit left a baby behind, and now like the baby is like forming itself somewhere in like Larry's body, which is very gross. Cliff basically went to go continue to research his brain issue so he can, be there for his family. Cyborg, early in the episode, Cyborg had a conversation with his dad, And he asked his dad, he was like, I spoke to Mom in the afterlife. And he was like, was there another way to save me besides turning me into a mechanical monster? And his dad actually revealed to him that there actually was a different way to save him. They had come up with like synthetic skin that they could have put on him, but the synthetic skin wasn't tested, so he chose not to do it. And then Cyborg was like, well, that's bullshit, because he's like, the synthetic skin may not have been tested, but neither was the cyborg armor, and you put that shit on me. So the two of them got into it, and then they had their whole thing, whatever. Rita was basically still trying to get close to Madame Rouge and find out who she is. She kept asking her, like, do we know each other? Like she kept asking her like all these questions or whatever. And I said, Madame Rouge still doesn't have her memory. She ended up getting the documents, and when she read the documents that that Niles had about her, it said that she was a part of like this sisterhood group. She was a part of that group, but he said that again in his notes he was just like, yo, she's a bitch, she can't be trusted, like this, that, and the third. And it made her like really, it hurt her and made her like really upset. She ended up finding like some old footage of her back in the day. So when she played the old footage of her back in the day, I guess it was her like dancing and performing. So she knew. They said her name. They said her name in the footage. So she knew her. She found out who her real name was. She did find out her real name. But the thing that intrigued her, when she looked into the footage, she actually saw Rita in the movie picture. Like she was on stage behind like some glass door or whatever while she was on stage performing. So she went to go get Rita because she was like, bitch, why are you in this footage? So that was how the episode ended. And I have to say, like, I'm very confused and interested at the same time with this whole Rita Madame Rouge dynamic. I don't like, because now what we're doing is either Rita Farr at some point goes into time travel herself, or they're basically trying to say that Madame Rouge is Rita Farr from the future, because Madame Rouge has shape-shifting power where she can turn into anybody that she wants, and Rita's power, I guess, is pretty much the same, but Rita hasn't figured out how to do that yet. So maybe she figures that out later. But they're playing off the dynamic of Madame Rouge is Rita from the future, and I think that's going to be very weird. But I'm also interested at the same time to find out where this goes, because, like I said, this is the storyline that we're going. This is the main storyline that we're going with Madame Rouge, and I want to see where it goes. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next episode. But this particular episode was basically just about undead shenanigans, and just to get just to take one step to get to the next step. So that was cool, and we're moving on. So thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you thought about Doom Patrol. The whole thing with Larry being pregnant. Like Cliff trying to solve his issues, and the whole Madame Rouge like Rita Farr dynamic. Because I don't read spoilers, so if they did spoil something, like, I don't know about it. I just like to be surprised when I watch these episodes, much like a lot of people do. Check me out on Twitter, check me out on Instagram. Again, I'm attending New York City Comic-Con, so I'll definitely post a video of my Comic-Con experience for anybody that wants to watch it and enjoy it as well. So thanks for tuning in, guys. So until next time, for some more Doom Patrol Undead action, take care, guard your brains, and we're out this bitch!